Another thing, I just wish there was more practical dinosaur effects.
Right.
Because this was the first Jurassic Park movie without Stan Winston, and it kind of felt like it, you know. And I get it. You're in this day and age where CGI has come a long way, and you're allowed to do a lot of stuff, especially with dinosaurs. But I just think they missed little opportunities, like close-ups for like.
Which makes it all tangible.
A head sculpt or even a foot sculpt. Like in 3, they built a Spinosaurus leg, and they could shoot it where it's from the ground and back, and it's just these little tangible moments that make it feel a little bit real. Like the Apatosaur dying in Jurassic World.
Yeah.
That feels so good.
Right.
Because they're actually interacting with it.
Right.
You know. And they tried something new on Jurassic World where they had people dress up in mocap suits to be the raptors. And which is so it's a different form of puppetry. You're not controlling a beast, now you're controlling yourself to act as a beast.
Right.
Which it added a certain. It just made it different from the other movies.
And then to follow up on that, even also like with Jaws, have a practical mosasaur jaw.
Yeah, right,
or something.
Something.
But that would mean you would actually intend to use that dinosaur a lot more often than they did. I mean, the whole thing was about the park being this grand thing.
Yeah.
It was really about our CGI dinosaur.
Right. And I get the way the color grading is. It's super saturated. It looks kind of like a superhero movie. So practical effects, the lighting would be a little off.
Right.
So with the way they wanted to shoot it, because with the practical effects in at least in 1 and 2, because 3's pretty bright now that I think about it. Well, with 1 and 2, they had a lot of the practical effects at night, so you really, the lighting was pretty easy to get around if it looked like a rubberized animatronic,
Right.
Yeah, that was one thing, Larry. I did a double feature the day I saw Jurassic World.
Which has got to be rough because you went from a movie that basically is a cartoon to Fury Road, which is
actually the other way around. I saw Fury Road earlier.
You saw
in the day.
Fury Road first.
Which, so that was how I finally saw Fury Road. I saw Fury Road, and then 3 hours later, I saw Jurassic World.
Talk about two completely different styles of filmmaking.
Yeah, completely different. I went from all these practical effects to CGI.
Yeah.
I also went from very much a daytime movie.
Yeah, that's right.
To some parts of Jurassic World are in the day.
Yeah,
but it's mostly night.
Yeah, the second and third act are almost all night.
But yeah, I loved both movies.
Which is good because they're both. I think
for any faults in either one.
Yeah, of the movies that we've had this summer, I think those are probably the two best. I exclude Ex Machina because that really came out in April.
Yeah,
it wasn't really summer.
Fury Road.
When did Age of Ultron come out again?
Oh, when was
May
that?
1st.
May
1st, so that's not summer.
Yeah, and that's like the beginning, beginning.
I'm also not even saying that would have topped either of these two. It's just I haven't put that much thought into it.
Yeah, like it or not, it's definitely. I think the action. Fun. I think when you go to if you're looking at it as a purely summer blockbuster action perspective, I think Age of Ultron's definitely under. Not to discredit Age of Ultron, I just think Fury Road and Jurassic World just had a little bit of a leg up on their action scenes. I think Jurassic World because fucking dinosaurs fighting. I mean,
yeah.
Okay.
Well, come on, you can't deny that watching dinosaurs fight, whether it's a T-Rex joining up with a raptor, or if it's a T-Rex fighting a
get them out of there!
It's just awesome. It's awesome to see.
Oh my god, that scene where he's screaming.
The best scenes for me was the motorcycle running with the raptor pack.
Yeah.
Hands down, the best scene in the whole fucking movie. Everything else I thought was really underutilized.
I think that's when the CGI looked the best too.
Yeah.
In that scene.
Yeah.
Looked really good.
Actually, no, I did have one other problem. Major, broke all of my immersion in this movie. Claire's goddamn stilettos.
Oh, yeah. Which the actress, insisted on wearing. Because the director tried getting her out of them, and she was, adherent that her character would stay in them. And it's like, you're not running in mud with them.
The shoe company needs to be pimping these out as you can outrun a T-Rex in these stilettos.
Yes. Which was a pretty cool scene.
I want to know, where did she get that much practice running in shoes like that. I mean, those are high heels, high heels.
They were high, yeah.
How many guys have chased her when she's coming home? Jesus Christ! I mean, she has wow. She's running through the forest. She's outrunning a T-Rex.
Stepping in mud.
She's stepping in mud and being like, yeah, whatever. I've done better shit. Come on. Chris Pratt, keep up.
I think that was a funny moment. Ra would probably disagree where they're at the cliff and he's like, all right, you can't do this. I'm going to go on my own. And she like pulls up her sleeves. And
what does this mean?
And like,
I don't know what this means.
What is that? Yeah. It means I'm ready to go. Oh, okay. All right. Little funny moments like that. That made the characters pop because everything else was kind of paper thin with their writing.
Right, see, and that's the other thing, too. It's, like, weird. It's this, the film is, like, this crazy over-the-top thing, so let's get, this loose cannon Star-Lord character in there. But I thought he was pretty reserved. I actually didn't find him very annoying.
No, yeah, he wasn't Star-Lord.
He was not Star-Lord.
Even though he is Chris Pratt, and he has that kind of charm and that humor, it wasn't Star-Lord humor.
Yeah, it wasn't like a bunch of stupid jokes.
Which must have been nice for you, because I know you were kind of reserved about going.
Oh yeah,
he doesn't like jokes.
Oh yeah,
yeah, he doesn't like
I don't like stupid jokes.
Well, you were expecting Star-Lord riding dinosaurs.
That's right.
I was hoping for Star-Lord.
He was hoping for Star-Lord, and neither of you really got it.
Stupid is in the eye of the beholder.
That's true. I don't know. So it's a mixed bag. I still say it's 100% worthy of a movie-going experience.
It's definitely good. I would say it's good for family viewing.
Yeah.
So, because they really tried to keep that, aside from that one scene.
Yeah.
Where that lady gets, like,
yeah, a lot of the violence happens pretty much off screen. Yeah. I don't think it's as violent as... It's definitely not as violent as The Lost World.
No.
That movie is violent.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, there's a lot. In fact, I think the other most brutal death scene in the whole franchise is in The Lost World with what's his name, Eddie Carr there, where he gets pulled apart by the two T-Rexes.
Oh yeah,
that's a pretty brutal scene.
Yeah,
but I feel like that one's played out a little bit better than the one in Jurassic World.
Oh yeah, because it was like that and it's done.
Yeah.
I'm like, watching this woman like scream.
Well, I think that's one of the reasons why that scene feels really long.
Yeah.
Is because it's so up close and personal.
Right.
And you're watching her try to struggle in the water.
Right.
Which, one last thing for me is that the only thing that was brand new in Jurassic World that wasn't in the other movies was the mosasaur.
Right. I know where you're going with this.
And they just didn't have enough to really make it worth it.
Right.
Everything else we've really seen. We've seen dinosaurs run amok as cool as it is. We've seen dinosaurs chase people through the city or through the park, through the forest. We've seen dinosaurs fighting in other Jurassic Park. We have yet to have an aquatic moment, and they kind of just have it in the movie for maybe 3 minutes total. It was
a real disappointment because the promotions material that was being leaked up until that were maps of the park.
Our aquatic part.
Look what we added and all this stuff because we had the Pteranodon Aviary before, but now we have water and it's
Did we have the Aviary?
Yeah, 3. You didn't see 3. What is this?
Yeah.
Bird cage.
Yeah.
Grant totally kicks one in the face.
Oh my god, I need to see 3.
Yeah, it's awesome. He totally kicks it in the face.
Alright, so people I felt bad for in this movie.
Yeah.
Obviously the assistant.
Yeah.
Whose name I can't even remember.
I don't even know. Zara?
And I feel bad that I can't remember her name. Zara. Zara, I think it was Zara.
I knew it was something weird.
Let's see here. The control room guy with the Jurassic Park, the original Jurassic Park.
I like when he goes to kiss her and she's like, "Whoa, I have a boyfriend." Oh, sorry.
I do like the fact that he didn't like push. He was just like, "Oh, dude, sorry," and then kind of like, man.
He was funny. I liked him because he was like Nedry, but not an asshole.
Yeah, and I like the little stuff like his desk was cluttered. His perfectly aligned dinosaur toys. Yeah. Or the fact when she calls him out on the t-shirts, like, yeah, I know it was in bad taste and people died, but come on. Although, he must feel extra bad afterwards if he got a chance to talk to those kids and found out that there's an entire visitor center full of those old shirts that he spent like $300 online to get one.
How are those night vision goggles still working after 22 years?
I don't think they were. No, they were broken. They were busted to shit.
No, they moved. They lit up and moved out.
Huh.
I was like, whoa, those are like nuclear batteries or something.
Yeah.
Hey.
Nitpicky stuff.
Honestly, they may have been good.
He spared no expense.
Because he spared no expense.
You got to suspend some belief.
Yeah, right. That's where I lose it. Is once the goggles work, I'm done. This movie is bullshit. Yeah. You know what's funny? She's like, that's in poor taste of wearing that shirt. You're using the same logo.
Yeah.
You've called it Jurassic World.
Yeah.
You're doing the same mistakes.
The same front gate.
Yeah, the same
they
front gate.
They specifically said that they were revived from the old park.
That's right.
Hell, you want to take it better? You're using the same goddamn T-Rex that ate the lawyer.
Talk about bad taste.
Literally, he was a lawyer on the toilet. Of course, it was bad taste.
The only one on my side is the blood-sucking lawyer.
No offense.
There's good stuff to like in the movie.
All in all, at the very least, Robert, will you agree with me that at the very least it accomplishes the job of being a Jurassic Park movie?
Yeah,
competency or not, it's Jurassic.
I'd say it's Jurassic Park.
Yeah. Now that the real question is, because they're obviously doing a sequel, what do they do? They're not going to open the park up again.
Yeah, no,
they can't.
Oh my God!
How could they?
I know they're not going to do this because there's only a handful of people like me that would find this fucking hysterical.
Yeah.
I want to see the accounting and legal divisions of Jurassic Park dealing with all this shit. Give me a fucking Law and Order Jurassic World.
Oh my God, that would make for a hilarious 30-minute short. Oh yeah. Wow, that is so funny. Wow. I want to jot that down because that
all the people. Oh wait, all the people who got injured. Which, by the way, the guy who grabs his margaritas. Tell me he wasn't dressed like Jimmy Buffett.
It was Jimmy Buffett.
That was Jimmy Buffett.
It was actually Jimmy Buffett. It was one of my favorite cameos I've ever seen.
I didn't think that was actually him.
Yeah.
But that was the first thing in my mind was, oh my God, Jimmy Buffett.
He grabs the margarita.
He is in such random movies. He was in Congo.
Yeah.
He was a 747 pilot.
That's right. Yeah, I didn't know. My dad, who's a huge parrot head, saw a picture of Jimmy Buffett and he posted, I guess on Instagram or something. This is how I touch that. My dad uses Instagram. I have no idea how to use it. But anyway, and I guess Jimmy Buffett posted a picture of him screwing around on the set and said look for him in the movie. So
that's awesome.
I thought that was really funny.
Okay, so major props to Jimmy Buffett for making it out alive.
Yeah, right?
That we know of.
That we know of. That's true.
That we know of.
The margaritas are definitely out. They made it out.
I think the phone signals. Anyone else? Wrap up?
Wrap up? Yeah, I guess that's probably it. No really need for you to see the movie now, Knock.
And which one?
I'll still go see it. I want to see it.
He needs to see that. Knock, you still need to see that awesome fight with the T-Rex and the Raptor teaming up. Yeah. Come on, man.
I'll see if I can find it.
Yeah, definitely check it out. It's like a lot of movies, it's not perfect, but there's a few movies that are perfect, you know?
There has not been a better popcorn muncher this year.
Yeah, definitely
So far. But to just go and smile and be like, oh my God, dinosaurs, and oh my God,
I'm 10 years old again.
I'm 10 years old, and oh my God, those people that brought stun weapons to take down an Indominus Rex getting fucking massacred.
Well, it's like, here's a park that's been open for 20 years.
Yeah.
You know what happened in the previous park. How are you guys not more prepared for a containment or an asset out of containment?
Well, they wanted it alive. That was the problem.
Yeah. Which they wanted it alive.
Wow. When they sent the one team in. By the way, the owner, who did seem like a genuinely cool guy, aside from that one god-awful call, but you could
sure
tell.
There's no other person who could fly this?
Yeah.
You don't need anybody else.
You could tell how he was going to die in that movie.
Yeah.
Because they made such a point to point out that he's a bad helicopter
pilot.
pilot.
Yeah.
And then the second he takes up the copter, I'm like, oh, please limp away from the crash. And no.
He's done. Fireball.
Also, that gunner. Lead the goddamn dinosaur. Don't chase after it with the bullets. Lead it, motherfucker.
He's clearly never played Space Invaders. You know?
Exactly. You fought in what? Fucking Afghanistan?
Yeah, right.
But you never played Space Invaders? You could shoot a dinosaur.
You fought in Afghanistan and you didn't learn how to lead a target?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
You're telling me there's also no bunkers for these people to go in?
Yeah.
Because they're like, okay, we have a dinosaur out. Everyone just find some place inside. It's like, you should be building bunkers.
Yeah.
I get it. If the park was so safe, we wouldn't have a movie. But there
should be some air defenses here.
Right, you could still have the bunkers
Yeah.
And still have the park go to shit, because not everyone's going to make it into the bunkers.
Yeah.
Well,
hell, even Tornado Alley has storm cellars.
Right. And shit still gets fucked up.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
Gotta suspend belief just a little bit.
Again, there's the suspension of belief.
That's going to be my catchphrase for several episodes here on out.
Okay.
Oh, well,
I can't wait for
Gotham
I bitch
to
about
Gotham,
I can't
you
wait
for
Gotham
suspend your belief, man.
Yeah.
Gotta have fun with it, buddy.
You just hate it because it's fun.